Hi, I'm David Brandon, founder and managing lawyer here at Resolute Legal. In this video, I'm going to take you through the top 5 reasons why people get denied disability claims for mental illness. And then for each of those reasons, I'm going to give you a solution so that you can prevent your own claim from being denied. Mental illness is one of the top reasons for disability from work. For whatever reason, society is getting more stressed out. There's more mental illness, depression, anxiety, and it is increasingly becoming an issue in the workplace. Now, in response to this, insurance companies have really tightened things up. They're dealing with so many claims for disability related to mental illness, depression, anxiety, that they have really tightened things up to make sure that only the most well put together and solid cases actually get approved and move on to getting benefits. So let's go now and look at the top reasons why your mental illness disability claim will get denied. So reason number 1 is you're not under the regular care of a doctor. One of the requirements for any disability benefit is that you actually are under the regular care of a doctor. So what we see is that people will leave work, try to apply for disability benefits, but they're not under a regular care of a doctor. Either they're just not going to the doctor or they don't have a doctor. So know in advance that if you don't have a doctor, you're not under the regular care of a doctor, you're not going regularly, you are not going to be approved for disability benefits no matter how severe your condition. So the solution here is to make sure that you go to your doctor. Don't miss any visits. Make sure you show up to every visit. If you don't have a doctor, you have to find one because you just can't be successful with a disability claim without having a doctor. Now, the second reason your case can be denied is maybe you have a family doctor, but you have not consulted with a psychiatrist. Psychiatrists are doctors that specialize in treating people who have mental health conditions. And while not everyone needs to be under the regular care of a psychiatrist, seeing a psychiatrist every month or anything like that, most people will benefit from having a consultation with a psychiatrist. So in some cases, the insurance company will look at your case and see that there's no referral to a psychiatrist, there's been no consultation. They'll take that to mean that this is not a serious situation, because serious situations, people get a consultation from a psychiatrist. So the fact that you have not seen a psychiatrist or there's no plan for you to see one can be a reason that your mental illness claim will be denied. The obvious solution here is to get a referral to a psychiatrist, or if you have a referral already, to make sure you show up and to do everything possible to get to that appointment. Now, the next one is a big one. It is you're not doing the recommended treatment. This is the number one thing that will cause your claim to be completely denied. If your doctors and health professionals are recommending certain treatments and you're not doing them, that's it. It doesn't matter if you disagree or you want to try something else. You have to be in step with your medical providers. You can't be at war with your own medical providers and get approved for a disability claim. It's not going to happen. So if your treatment providers are recommending treatment, then you have to be doing it. The biggest areas of problem we see here is that your doctor's recommending certain medications and you're refusing to take them, or you're giving a half effort. It's clear that you're not really engaged in the treatment. If there's any sense of that, if the insurance company picks up a whiff of that going on, claim denied. Okay. The other one is that part of the treatment that was recommended is for you to show up to psychology or psychological sessions or whatever. We find a lot of people go to 2 or 3 of these sessions and they just feel like it's not helpful for them. Well, that's fine. I mean, it is your life and you're allowed to make the choices about your treatment. Just know that just because you've made that decision that it is not helpful for you, the insurance company will immediately deny your claim because you're refusing recommended treatment. This is one of these situations where you have to just carry out the treatment, even if you personally disagree with it. You have to carry out with it in good faith and give it the best effort. Maybe your mind will change. But if you don't do the recommended treatment, automatic denial. Now, this next one is tough. It's a situation where your doctors are giving you substandard treatment. The thing to know about mental illness is that in Canada and even around the world, but particularly in Canada, there are standard practices, things that everyone agree are best practices for treatment of mental illness. In fact, there are guidelines that are set out to family physicians, to psychiatrists, and other health professionals, so that there is a shared understanding in Canada about what it means to get reasonable treatment for mental illness. So if your doctor is not following that kind of guideline, you're in trouble. Because what happens is the insurance company have their own doctors, and they just get your records from your doctor. They have their doctors review it. And their favorite thing is if their doctor can say, yeah, they're just not following standard practices. They're not trying medications. They're not No referral to a psychiatrist. There's no referral to a psychologist. There's really just telling the person to go home and try to rest. And, that is not going to work. So you absolutely have to be getting proper treatment for your condition. Where we see this come up is where people do get kind of burnout at work. They're having a depressive episode, and the doctor's recommendation is just to go home and relax, or just, but that is not going to be a treatment plan that an insurance company will accept. That would have to be part of a broader plan that would then lead to medications if things didn't resolve, or referral to a psychologist. There has to be some plan there that fits with what's agreed standard practice, or your claim is going to be denied. So what do you do here? Well, just talk to your doctor, make sure that you are following standard practice. Ask your doctor, what are the best practices for my condition? Don't try to push an agenda on the doctor. Like, a lot of patients will come in with their own view that they want to try this natural thing, they want to do this other thing. That's fine, but not if you want to win a disability claim. If you want to win a disability claim, you're going to have to follow what the medical community views as best practices. So you should be seeking advice from the doctor, not pushing an agenda on the doctor. The only time you might want to be more intervening with your doctor is if you have some belief that they're not following best practices. So the final and fifth reason of why mental illness claims are denied is there's no documentation. You could be getting the best treatment in the world. You're seeing all the best people, you're getting psychology, you had your referral to a psychiatrist, you're getting excellent care that everyone agrees is best practice, but it's not documented well. From the insurance company's point of view, if it's not written down, it doesn't exist. They will never just accept you telling them things. You telling them, well, this is what the doctor said, this is what we're doing, this is what they recommended. If it's not written down, it doesn't exist. So you have to keep that in mind. You can have the best treatment in the world, but if it's not communicated in writing to the insurance company, then you are not, your claim will be decided that you are not having the best treatment in the world, because they're just not going to believe it. So the key here is to make sure your doctors are recording things. And if you notice that there have been things sent into the insurance company that does not give a lot of detail about the diagnosis, what treatment's been tried, what the plan is very important. If none of that's there, you need to get your doctors to give more information, to provide documentation. Sometimes you can do that easily by getting one of the doctors or psychologists to write what's called a narrative report. That's just where they write out. Narrative just means they're just sort of writing out explaining how it went, like, I saw them on this day, we did this, here's the result. It's just like a several paragraph letter that they could write to the insurance company to fill in the blanks. So this is a big one. So you need to identify where these gaps are in information and make sure that information is being communicated in writing.